This is John Paul. I'm coming to you from Tokyo, Japan, and I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that, and sometimes I make a random video just to test out topics, and it looks like Twitter, which I think a lot of you guys use, is why I'm doing this video, is going to have some kind of new tweet where it's temporary, and people don't like that so much. It seems to be just for ad revenue or something. Got a little article here, let's get into it. Twitter developers never rest in their quest to make their platform as unpleasant and unstable as possible, to make it an app truly befitting the rank, vitriol, and misinformation that has degraded and defiled our very democracy. So these people don't like Twitter so much. I don't think it's so bad. We'll get into that later. One might think they would try to ban hate speech or fake news, but Twitter isn't concerned with that. Instead, they're testing a new feature, And by the way, I don't believe in hate speech. Hate speech is a way to censor speech. Meet fleets. They're just tweets, but they disappear exactly like Instagram or Facebook stories after 24 hours. It's for fleeting thoughts, get it? As if we don't already use Twitter for whatever useless fleeting thing comes across our mind. Or I messed that up. Fleeting thing crosses our mind. Here's why this is insane and pointless. The whole purpose of Twitter is to get engagement. It's to have the illusion that you are talking with people, not that your content is being consumed without interaction. When you get a like, it means someone read your damn thought. Stories work on Instagram and Facebook because they are visual. They are pictures and videos, and sometimes we just want to share a selfie, not so on Twitter. And I have to actually disagree. A lot of people do just put selfies and whatever they want on Twitter. You could attach a photo, so it's really up to you. There are no rules on Twitter. And come to think of it, I guess it is kind of supposed to be like a conversation. You're just kind of going back and forth, which doesn't quite happen the same way in Facebook. You can message people, but the whole process isn't quite out in the open in the same way as Twitter is. The real reasoning behind this is, of course, the money. When you're mindlessly scrolling through these fleeting thoughts, you'll get a targeted ad every fourth entry, and that's how Twitter will make more advertising dollars. Well, it's hard to argue with that. Probably they're implementing it because they want more money, which is what Twitter is there for, partially. It's transparent and greedy and, well, everything we expect from Twitter at this point. So, here's the thing. I started Twitter really late. I only started Twitter like about a year ago, maybe a little bit more than that. It hasn't been 2 years, but some people have been on Twitter like 4 or 5 or something like that. And the one thing I really like about Twitter is the mailbox system. It's really easy just to shoot people a direct message and communicate like that. Now I know it gets a little sloppy with people insulting each other, trolling, calling names, they retweet to their friends join in, they tag each other, and then you got a whole mess on your hands, you got a whole battlefield, but you could ignore that stuff. If you have some kind of social media, you're trying to grow a Facebook page, you're trying to grow a YouTube channel, you're trying to make a website, there's not many better ways to contact other bigger people who you might want to work with than Twitter. Before I was on Twitter, I couldn't get a hold of certain YouTubers. They were too big. They didn't look at comments. They didn't check emails very much. They probably got a lot of those. But once I got on Twitter, we followed each other. I could DM them, touch base, and then I could work with them. So I really find Twitter to be a really helpful tool. But I can't disagree. I'm sure this fleeting thing is just coming out because of some ad revenue. I mean, after all, they got to just keep going and figuring out ways to make money. I'm not sure if it's the worst idea in the world, because there are some tweets out there I'd like to delete. Doesn't really matter if they're there, so yeah, we'll see how it plays out. But again, I thought this was interesting because probably most of you guys use Twitter, and if you don't follow me on Twitter, check out my Twitter. I'll probably follow you back. You know, I'm following a lot of people, maybe like almost 300, so yeah, there it is. Let's give some Twitter shoutouts. Shout out to Brian McPherson. I guess some of you guys might know him, and I touch base with him on Twitter. There you go. Shout out to Anxar Comics, however you say that. Shout out to Riff Magos. And shout out to Teresa Martin, who I should give more because she supports this channel. Thank you, Teresa. And if you're not subscribed, I'm doing shout outs, special thanks, things like that. Following Amber Heard. And while I'm on the subject, to be quite honest, Amber Heard videos are doing very well, bringing in lots of subscribers. So I'm just kind of testing out content, different kind of videos, stuff like that. Because when the court case ends, obviously the Amber Heard videos end with it. So I gotta see what everyone's interested in, because there's also this kind of declining interest in Star Wars and Marvel and things like that without even the Amber Heard content. It's just naturally happening. So, you know, kind of fishing for topics. You guys, if you're still listening, let me know what you want to see. And yeah, I'll think about it. Maybe I'll do it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll keep hacking stuff. Maybe I'll keep talking and wasting everyone's time. See you next time.